Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Civilization Beyond Earth Rising Tide, BERT as we affectionately like to call it. And today we're going to be looking at, well, we're not going to be looking at anything. We're going to continue playing as the NSA, as Duncan Danger Hughes, as I like to call him, because he starts in the water. And his capital, in theory, is a lot more vulnerable, but... and it still is a lot more vulnerable. Sea units are more powerful, but we've got our capital decently defended. There's a couple of cities they have to go through before they'll actually be able to take our capital. So, we're considering a war with Ark here, and we'll decide in a few turns whether or not we're going to go through with that. What sort of planning we need to do. I think we need to move Elamir. And I'm going to butcher all of these, any sort of Norse names here. I'm likely going to just butcher and murder horribly. So, my apologies in advance for that. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at what we can do. Dry dock. Dry dock would be good for production. We want a laboratory. Our science rate is pretty pitiful right now, so... honestly, anything that's going to help our science that doesn't cost too much money would be really good. And this city, we actually want to move it a little bit closer to central here, because we want to use it as a floating aircraft carrier with teeth. Yeah, that's the plan, guys. Alright, so the NSA cutter we just trained, we're going to send it down south as well. So we'll have what's hopefully going to be a fairly decent force in the southern part of the sea here, near central. Then we'll have a decent force around the north as well, so we should be able to just swoop in and capture Axiom without too much trouble. I may actually keep a naval vessel in there just for defensive purposes. In case of any really, really good reprisal attacks against Ting. Alright, and things are going along decently here. So Fielding and Space China made peace with one another. Take a look here. Let's see if our attack jets can attack Central itself. They cannot, but they can get pretty damn close. So I'm going to move one more square over. And we'll see what that does for us. Excuse me. One thing I would like to look into here, since I'm concerned about the AI getting to a point where they're significantly better than us, is the affinity level for getting the next level of vessel here. So they all get +1 range for these types of things. Okay, very good. All right. All right, guys, let's, oh, All of a sudden it's at 31 here for Axiom. Alright, so I guess they just finished something off. Let's, since the advisor's pestering us about personality traits, let's take a look at them. We do have enough diplomatic capital to get some new ones here. You know what, let's push ahead with covert ops, because those are really good for getting science, which we desperately need. Matter of fact, is it worth it to pick any science ones here? Not really. I'm gonna get another explorer, I think, just to try to investigate that wreck next to the hydrocoral overmine there. Which city do we have selected now? We have Elamir selected yet again. Okay. What can we build here? Let's build a cutter. Good frontline unit for a good frontline city. We'll build fighter jets there because those are highly versatile. We actually want to move these guys a bit more in a southerly direction here. We'll run through another turn here, and we will see. We'll see what we'll be able to accomplish here. We've got 2 patrol boats. Excuse me. And this is, yeah, this is a 1 hex approach that they have there. They put their units in the water, then they're vulnerable like this one. I think we might be good for an attack soon. I mean, these cruisers are probably going to get blown sky high, but submarines can't be detected, so they should be fine. Let's send this cruiser to keep exploring for now. Elamir is now starving. That's no good. Guess we need to purchase a worker unit. When we can. It's a occupational hazard of moving cities around, that you can get to a place where the cities are starving. So we don't want to go to war with KP by the looks of it here. They've gotten the Triton here. They've gotten the Tier 3 Harmony ship. But as for these guys, I think we can take them. The only thing I'm concerned about is that that's an awful lot of patrol boats, and I'm not sure that Elamir is actually equipped to deal with. Let's take a look and see if we can purchase a defensive grid. Well, They don't call him Duncan Danger Hughes for nothing, or I don't. So, screw it, let's go. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's see how far these guys can reach. So we're able to do some decent initial damage. That won't be worth it. See what Nevea Teng's fighters can do. Oh, we can hit them from here. Excellent. Let's send a couple of them to attack his boat here. Another one to attack their city. I think this might actually be worth it if I can get these guys up front here. We'll see. That's going to be a costly attack. Not that costly. We'll annex the city. Put that guy on alert. Hope he's good at defensive warfare. Right, so Van Flood here needs to control 2 more tiles before it's a proper city. We had an arc cutter there, so we want to get the hell away from it. Oh, that's ballsy, Hatuma. I assume this is Hatuma. Oh, Axiom's been recaptured.
What's ours is yours. For a price.
Alright, let's let us see what we can do here, guys. Well, fortunately, like, the bad news is they got Axiom back right away. This is the way of the world with these aquatic cities. The good news is that they pulled the boys to do it. They pulled all of their defensive, every defensive unit over here for Central, so that means I can... Well, I should have just attacked with the submarine. I'll do that now. Anyway, guys, the point I'm trying to make here is that Central's been left wide open for my southern fleet here to come in and wreak havoc. Alright, so both of my attack jets are down now. However, I can attack with my city and I can do some pretty significant damage. We're going to continue to weaken these guys here. And for my attack jets, I think I'm just going to go and... outright kill... Try to outright kill them. Not succeed. Do I not have a ship in here? Yeah, I do. Here we go. We'll deliver some pain and suffering to those guys. Here's the problem. They're probably just going to retake that city, and I'm running I'm gonna run out of cutters. Actually, I'm not sure if they can. We'll see. This one's in pretty bad shape. This one might be able to. We'll see. That was stupid. Now I'm just gonna lose it. But it did reveal a title hunter. Okay. Well, we know what we want to choose production. The one city where we can't build what we want to build, which is more patrol boats, is available for new production selections. Excellent. Alright, well, explore, go forth and explore that. Go to Adept Blue. That is the best possible place for you to go at the moment. Alright, let's see how disastrous this ends up being for my fleet. Alright, so we lost a single unit. That's not too bad, actually. And what they've done to defend themselves is they've decided to station their cutter there, but I have my own cutter that I can just send right in. I think we'll let those guys heal for a turn here. We'll blow up that cutter. Bring this guy back one. We'll blast that. Possibly against my better judgment. Then this city is safely ours. I don't think they can take it back this time. They might be able to pull it off. If they do, we're in a tiny bit of trouble, I guess. Not a huge amount. Build tac jets there, I suppose. Alright. Now then, we've completed the might... We've gotten to the bottom of the might tree. We have not completed it by any means, so I'm wondering where we should go from here. I have the options of getting these two right here, which are very powerful, and it also looks like this right here is very powerful, but I need to get this one, which is not as good. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. Because how often do you find an outpost just sitting around? Not that often. So this joint operations is pretty powerful as well. This one right here is very good, especially since I can't do as many covert operations. I think I might start dipping into industry though, because we'll want some production. And I think as long as we have a decent amount of production, then we'll be able to keep up with the AI's army building, or at least be more efficient than them, and that'll be good. So this guy, will send him off to the races. Alright, so they did their best to try to take back Central. They've failed. They don't really have much of anything left. I mean, as a precautionary measure, I'm going to pull my patrol boat out. I'm going to finish off that submarine. I'm going to go ahead and attack that and try to sink that vessel. That worked. Good. We'll pull this guy up. Pull this guy up. We've got 2 subs within range of their city now. There was a ARC troop over there, but they've seemed to have vanished into the fog of war. They must be here, because I think I have line of sight on everybody else. So it's pretty much a suicide attack for me to use these guys right now. So I'm just going to heal them all up. Give them as many promotions as I can and just heal them all up. There's a great big hydrocoral overmind. Here we go. So 9 turns until I get there. Okay. Excuse me. Alright. Doing some good damage against those guys. And we can start assaulting. We can start attacking Central. We actually have 3 submarines with good position. Excellent positioning. Okay. Very good. Very good, very good. So it's going to be under martial law for 12 turns. It's going to be in resistance for almost as long, okay? This means our health totals are going to go negative very, very hard and fast. And it leads to trouble for pretty much every aspect of our civilization here. It is not optimal to stay in negative health, but sometimes it's more optimal to be aggressive and be in negative health than to stay positive and play peacefully. Alright, I think we can do some damage to Central here. Yep. 1, 2. There we go. There we go. And we don't have anybody in range to take it this turn, but we will next turn. We need to build some more cutter vessels here. So we're going to just build those in all of our cities. Those guys, unfortunately, have the most dangerous of jobs. I'm not particularly impressed either by Hatuma taking 2 cities here.
Now, let us...
So he's gonna hate my guts pretty soon. So I'll have shit near his city. He'll consider that to be his territory. So if we don't go to war with PAC, then likely we'll be in a war with Hatuma. Which, not surprising. Almost every game with Hatuma on higher difficulty involves being in a war with Hatuma. Alright, so cognition here, guys. 9 turns to go on that. Have we had Ark's turn yet? Yep. They weren't able to do anything.
No village was ever ruined by trade.
Sure, you love me, and you were moderately afraid of my army.
I'll I'll just add this to the debit sheet.
Wah, wah, wah. Well, we'll grab tactical robotics, although the Xenomass well would be really damn nice. Let's see here. So, do this. Get like 47 to capital, sure. Looks like that's all we're gonna get, folks.
It has been said, the point of war is not to die for your country, but to make your enemy die for theirs. A goal which is more readily accomplished if your side never has to take the field.
That's an interesting quote. Excuse
we have
me.
proven that the computer is a good tool. Why can it not also be a good advisor? Accepting the limitations of birth form betrays a lack of imagination.
Alrighty. We're gonna annex Central. And we're gonna take a look at the upgrades we have achieved. That's kind of a cool looking little boat. So we've got our tenant now. What's the difference here? When next to a friendly unit or when flanking? Sure, we'll go with the flanking upgrade. I'm not sure what the difference is, guys, but we'll go with that. We'll go for this one, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to have, like, more than 3 units right next to it. Oh, whoa, look at those guys! Just take a look at those legs, man. Take a look at those legs, guys. They don't have lower legs. Damn. Alright, well, on the bright side, we have a new fighter as well. This is excellent. We don't need intercepting because the game, the AI seems to be too stupid to almost ever use their fighter jets. We'll build some spy satellites. And we will... I'm not sure what we want to do here. Like, health is nice, but so is energy. I think health is more important. Because getting health is a lot harder than getting energy. Getting energy in this game is really damn easy, especially when we get solar collectors. And at least for now, we're gonna go... What the... That's not what I meant to do. We're gonna rebase this guy over an Axiom. Here's a question. How long is it going to take before we get the upgraded submarines? Because eventually submarines are going to be less useful. So that's 2 affinity points away, or essentially one technology away. So we're about 10 turns away from that if things go the way they did last time, where we got like double affinity. That is really damn powerful. The reason I keep on saying it's really damn powerful, for those of you who don't play a lot of this game, is that instead of science, it is your affinity level, which whenever I go into this screen right here, like for example, let's take a look at the needle jet. The next upgrade I get is not when I get a particular science, but it's when I get 11 affinity, plus 11 affinity for supremacy, or purity, or this one here. So yeah. So you can get that through any number of technologies. It's not restricted. Same goes for these guys. Upgrade path, and most importantly, I'm kind of curious about the cruisers, guys, so I'm going to take a look at that. So these guys, they get +1 range no matter what. Yeah, these have an option to get +1 range. These have an option to get +1 range. Alright, so they always have an option to get +1 range at least. This has got to be the ugliest of the vessels here. You can't really see it because the affinity point screen is in the way, but yeah, it's pretty fucking ugly. So anyway, we're 1 affinity level away from getting an arbiter, which is pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. We still don't have the tech for this. We need to move closer to that city, and we need to still art building farms. And I think I'm going to throw down a cut because the timer did go off at the end of the... just after we captured Central. So, yeah, this is a good place to throw things down. Our cultures differ too greatly. Let's actually take a look at that before we go today, guys. I'm going to take a look at her culture versus ours. So she's pushing more heavily towards this, although we're still fairly similar. Let's also take a look at... And he's saying that my military is fucking weak. I want to pop back into the diplomacy screen, guys.
你好.
So Duncan's getting a little more cyborgy.
Now let us all one village be.
He still hasn't gone one particular path, but he's veering towards the path that we choose. Rodolgo, he's going purity. He's got a decent amount of respect for us. Arc's signal has been lost.
Namaste.
They're actually going hard purity, or harmony, rather. They have a fairly big army.
What do you want, Yabo?
Okay. That's odd. He's really pissed off at me, even though he's got a lot of respect for me.
你好.
Alright, anyway, guys, this is a good place to drop a cut. We're going to see what we can do about our health problems in the next episode, and we'll decide whether or not we want to just go ahead and gobble up Space China as well, since we probably could with rebuilding some of our fleet here. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoy my videos, please give them a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give them a thumbs down. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.